I am gonna fuck up the Caps tonight. Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team. That is a dub. I'm being a little quieter, just a little bit, not super quiet, but a little quieter. Girlfriend's sleeping. It's like midnight, but we got to do this. We got to talk about this game. This I think that is a fat 7 we laid on the board. Touchdown, baby. Kick the extra point. The Caps can suck it. We had, I don't know if he still watches. We had a really great Caps fan who was watching this channel last year. He was a good dude. I hope he's still around. Anyway, we know we hate the Caps. He knows that they hate the Bruins. This one goes our way, and we can feel real good about it because they had a few people back. Oshie, Backstrom, back in the lineup. They have a 3-game winless streak, now 4. Suck it. I feel amazing. I just love beating this team. I love it. The circumstances for watching this game and doing this video were tough. I worked a 10-hour day. Get home, turn and burn. 15 minutes. Gotta go to dinner at my mom's because my uncle's in town. Haven't seen him in a while. Nice to see him. We stay there. We get back to the house. I have to watch the recorded version of the game that I set up to record. I watch it, and now I'm doing the video. Again, it's like midnight. Work at 7 a.m. Woo! We are getting it done. This isn't going to post till like 2 a.m. because I'll have to edit and everything. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Because that is such a great game. I got to talk about it right away. I have to. Like, for me, I have to. Ullmark gets the start. He was pretty solid outside of a couple things. McAvoy is back. He was pretty solid in its entirety. Forward and Clifton, them boys got the COVID, so they're going to take a seat for a little while. They're in COVID protocol. I don't actually even know if that means they've got COVID at this point or if they just popped one positive test. I don't know. Vach and Moore are going to be your third pair. That is... Look, I get that having Vach or Moore in, you're kind of like, okay, that's not the worst thing in the world. Vakanainen and John Moore as a pair on the ice together, that should make you afraid. But I thought they were solid. And Frederick, up to the third because of Foligno's injury, should have been bleed in my opinion. Kuhlman is back on the fourth line. Here's the thing. I would be very, very scared to step into that left wing on the third line because that's 2 games in a row. Frederick went down with an injury. It didn't look too serious, but I don't really know what happened. So he's got an upper body. I'm just not sure. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if it's day-to-day or if it's just for the rest of that game, but he did not play in the third period. Really weird stuff, so hopefully he's okay. Puck drops! That's right, we're getting right into it. And 3 minutes in... Oh, that's a bad one. That is a bad one. It's a dump from the point, off the wall to the left of Ullmark. It bounces out, and Carlo is there to play it, but he hesitates as if saying, no, let's let Ullmark freeze this, which would be a weird decision by itself. But then it goes to Ullmark, and Ullmark's confused and frantic and goes, I don't think I should freeze it. And while they're staring at each other, you ever see SNL, the Californians in the mirror, and they go... That's basically what they were doing, looking at each other. Just, what are you doing here? If you don't get the reference, don't call me stupid, okay? Just look up the reference, okay? I know that looks ridiculous. Anyway, it bounces off Ullmark's stick, goes straight up to the actual circle, and Sherry's just there to grab it and say, thank you, milady, and just buries it, high glove. But 3 minutes in, down a goal to this Capitals team that, although we did play very well in the playoffs last year, definitely has had our number over the past, 5 years before that. Not a great situation. And to make it worse is we walk down and Carlo hits the post. This team hasn't had a, here we go again game in weeks. They haven't. The Boston Bruins have not been it's going to be one of these games game in weeks. And still I think that every time when you have back-to-back circumstances like that. That's a me problem, not a them problem. That's a me problem. Within the next couple of minutes, the lead really could have been 3-0. First of all, a shot deflected, I know, but looks like an easy save for Ullmark. He completely loses it. It skitters under his pads. He has to close the legs. He doesn't know what's going on. He's scared. I'm scared. But it doesn't go in the net. So we're fine. But right there, it could have been 2-0. And then a minute later, Brett Favre. And then a minute later, Favre, whatever his name is, whiffs on a one-timer with basically an open net. Could have been 3-0 6 minutes into this game. 9 minutes in, Grizz for interference. I hate the call. It looks like they're both going down the right wall to go for the puck. But of course, we're seeing more and more of this. I swear to God, if hockey turns into soccer, man, I am not going to watch and I'm not going to cover it. Because I loved soccer growing up. And then all my favorite players started flopping. And I couldn't stand to watch it anymore. We're going down the wall. I don't even remember what Capitals player it was. Was it Oshie? It was Oshie? Was it? I don't know. But he flings that right arm up like he just got hit by a bus. And he stays on his feet. And they still... I hated the call. And look, these people sell calls. I get that. If this league doesn't crack down on embellishment bullshit, or at least stops rewarding it, we're going to have issues. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not blaming the refs for this game. We're not talking about that. But it's 3 games in a row now that someone overreacted to something and a call came of it. I can't watch a sport like that. That's not sportsmanship. That's not good competition. That's being a fucking puss. And I can't stand it. But it's a beautiful structural kill. Only 2 clears, but we don't allow a lot while they're moving the puck around. Ullmark does have to make one massive save on Ovi from his office, but he makes the save. That's what a good kill is. The goalie's involved in a good kill. Just because the goalie has to make a big save doesn't mean it's not a good kill. Goalie's part of that penalty kill. You love to see it. 7:30 left. And we are just beating ourselves. They are pinning us in. We finally look like we're going to get a clear. Grizz is on the bottom left wall. And he just backhands it right back up to the dot. And who's sitting right on the dot? Well, there's Sherry again. Who again hammers this glove side and again has a goal, and that's 2-0 off of 2 bad turnovers. Not great. And now we're going to do this. I'm going to read through this because this is stupid what happens. Because Kuznetsov goes for holding, right? 6:33 left, we get a power play. 45 seconds left of an awful power play. Terrible. Marchand is bleeding. Dowd got him right in the face. Right in the face. Takes the fucking skin off of his nose. High stick. That's a 4-minute double minor because he's bleeding everywhere. The whole game, his nose is swollen. Imagine Marchand's nose swollen, guys. Massive. Kind of hot. Massive. 5v3 for 45 seconds, then 3:15 of a power play because, again, it was a double minor, right? Not going to get that far. 15 seconds in and Pasta's stick breaks. Just wanted you to know that. Then a shot gets bounced out of the zone and Bergie goes for interference on the ensuing play back into the zone. What a fucking mess. 18 seconds of 4v3 then. Then it'll be 4v4 for $1.42. All right? We get through that. I know, this is like me reading a lullaby to you. We get through that. 2:45 left. We go back to the power play because Dowd's penalty was double minor, so there's still $1.25 left in the power play. Does that all make sense? Watch it again. Maybe it will. I don't even know. Ullmark. Huge save. Minute left of the PP. It's a 2-on-1. Of course we give one up. Ullmark comes across and stones him. It's a good-looking save. It's a huge save. It's a game-changing save. Carlson for cross-checking. 5v3 for 23 seconds right after that. The penalties, guys. Just, I don't know, man. You want to look up who the ref of this game was? Go for it. And then look up who the ref of the Wild game was with all the penalties. Coinkadink. All right, so on this 5v3 for 23 seconds, though, 8 seconds left. And Pasta has a nice keep at the left point. He chases down, keeps it in the zone. That was important. Cycles it back around, goes dot down to the right side of the net. Marchand is waiting. He takes his time with it, looks, and it is a bullet of a pass to Pasta. Tough to handle, but Pasta handles it. He fires this into basically an open net. That is a 2-1. 2-1 ball game at this point. We cut the lead down, and we still have a $140 something on a power play. Because again, that was our second 5-on-3 of the game. What is happening? Simple movement along the blue line. You know we like to play 3 high on the power play. Simple movement along it. It gets to Martian on the right side, and he's moving like a snake. Like a little snake getting in there. He crosses over that circle. The second he gets into the far side of that right circle, that right face-off circle, he whips this on net. Deflects off of Van Riemsdyk's stick. Goes high glove, pinpoint shot. Nice deflection for us. That's a 2-2 game. Dwindling seconds of the first period. This game does not turn out the way it does without us at least scoring 1 goal in the last couple minutes of the first, but tying it. Talk about a deflating end to a period for that Capitals team. That matters. And then 3 minutes into the second, and it's Bleed with a great turnover that he creates in the neutral zone. It's 3-on-2 going into the offensive zone. Grizz is going to go right through the middle of the blue line. Right through the middle of the slot. He's 6 feet into the offensive zone. And he just goes, you know what? I got the space. They have to cover the 2 guys on the side. I'm going to whip it on net. Hopefully we can crash in time, get the rebound, put it in. Whips it on net. Beats Ficali, glove side. Just beats him from 60 feet away. I don't know if I'm saying Ficali right or whatever. I just watched the whole game where they said his name, I don't know, 5 times. Mostly when he let in goals and then he got pulled. But seriously, what a shot. And Grizz, man, what a recovery from the beginning of the game that he had. And that would continue. 12:45 left in this period. It should be a tie game. It really should be. It's another turnover behind our net. Bounces out to Kuznetsov. He drags Smith. Moves further into the slot. Olmark comes out to attack too far. Kuznetsov skates around him. Fires it. Open net. But wait. Do you remember that guy on our team who won a bunch of Selkies? Do you know what a Selkie is? That is the trophy you get for being the best defensive forward. Yeah. Bergie deserves more than he has, and I believe he has 4 right now. I always forget. Like, I like to think he has 5. Sometimes I like to think he has 6. Pretty sure it's 4. Either way, he makes the save. And it ended up being save of the game on the broadcast, because of course it was. Fun stuff. 45 seconds later, Smith makes a nice play in the neutral zone to allow the Bruins to get possession of the puck. We go into the offensive zone. Lazar down the right side, and he is flying. He has a tight cut behind the net looking for a wraparound chance. Van Riemsdyk plays this really well, plays the body and pushes him too wide. So as he's wrapping it around, there's too much space, ends up just whipping it through the slot. That's okay. Bleed is in a battle net front. Ties up his man. He's tied up too. Goes right under their skates. And there's Smith back on that right side. Open net. That's a 4-2 lead at this point. 4 goals in a row for us. Against a Capitals team that, again, is pretty good and gives us fits usually. I know we had the playoff series against them. Great. But we historically have not been great against them. I'm saying it out loud, and now I'm like, well, historically also includes last year, and last year we were pretty good against them. Maybe you're full of shit, low qual. Maybe I am. But I still feel good about beating the Caps. We are going to say aloha to Mr. Ficali. I've heard that means hello and goodbye. Vitek Vanacek enters the game. First shot against Vitek is not fair. Vakanainen with a nice feed up to Hall in the neutral zone. Hall's going to take all the space on the left side, fly up into the offensive zone. On his right is Pasternak. It is a 2-on-1. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And the chemistry is built up enough that they passed, and I liked it. For those of you who remember earlier in the season, you'd know why that's such a big deal. He whips the pass across to Pasternak. Pasta just headhunts Vitek. I don't know if Vitek actually dodged this by diving low or is trying to save the puck. I could take a guess at it, but I think he dodged it. This was a head hunter. 5-2. 5 goals in a row. My eyes are drying out. 6:51 left, and I'll be honest, I was just sitting here sipping my iced tea White Claw. Looked at the screen. There's a 3-on-2 going on. That's pretty good. Hall's got the puck right there on the left side. He dishes it to Halla, who's just off center in the slot, off center to the left. And this is just a grab and gun like you've never seen. You've seen it before, but still just a whip of the biscuit. Top Corner. That's not fair. About a foot down from the top corner, but it's glove side. It's a great shot. It bounces right back out. Howla, the guy can shoot, and Hall and Pasternak are opening this up for him. Great chemistry being built on that line. I think the second line is working. 6 straight goals, 6-2. We're going to give it right back. Yes, we are. 2-on-2. Carlo takes up a lot of the passing lane. Ovechkin's right. I don't know how this puck gets through, but it does. Carlo gets low. Ovechkin's still able to feed the puck across. Oshie's in the middle, but Oshie is completely tied up. So John Moore is draped over Oshie, and it still just ends up going off of his skate, Oshie's skate, and in. What are you going to do about that? You hope that maybe Omar can see it the whole way, but come on, that's not really on Omar. That's just a good bounce for them. 6-3. Going to end the period that way. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Going to the third, up by 3. I feel good about it. I have 2 notes on the third period. 9 minutes in, Grizz with an excellent poke check in the neutral zone gets to Marchand. He takes the offensive zone, shifts it over to Smith, fires the puck high. It bounces back out. Nice rebound. Bounces high too. This is 4 feet in the air. Nice hand-eye by Marchand. Gets a piece of it. It bounces in. That is 7-3. That's 7-3. My other note, what the fuck happened with Jack and Brick with 6 minutes left? They're just telling stories and giggling, and all you can hear is Jack's weird, breathy laugh. It was incredible. I know I harped on the broadcasting team for the Wild. I believe it was the Wild game. And how they just couldn't stay on topic. They couldn't call the game, da-da-da-da. The game was still very much in balance at that point. Very much in balance. At this point, I'm going to give Jack a pass. Jack and Brick a pass. This is biased, I know. But it was genuinely really funny. And the game was genuinely really over. Game notes. Freddie is injured. Not sure what it is. Could not return to the game. Tried to bash his stick after. Like, it looked like he was smacking his... I don't even know if that's on the same shift, though. I don't know what happened to the guy. So, best wishes to Freddie. We really need Nosek and DeBrusque to come back. Soon, because now we are really starting to strip away at who we have available for the team. Hopefully it's not something Frederick has to miss multiple games for. I know I've been critical of his play, but I mean, he's still a bottom 6 guy. We'll see how it goes with him. Our power play had 2 goals that were very important in this game. Our power play isn't fixed, because if you watched this game, you would have seen that our power play looked fucking terrible. It looked awful. And then it gets one good play made by Marchand that gets through a couple legs, and then one lucky bounce off of a stick, a deflected shot. The power play looked terrible still. So please don't think that it's all good and gravy. Maybe they turn this into confidence and it does fix the power play. Maybe. I don't believe so, because it looked terrible. That being said, this team is making me look real smart for being so optimistic over the past couple months. A lot of people told me, no one on this channel, everyone on this channel pretty much were agreed with, like, man, I'm glad you're optimistic. I'm trying to be optimistic too. You know, some people were more negative, but that's fine. People on Twitter were like, you're stupid. You're a big, dumb idiot, and you deserve to have horse manure on every bowl of cereal you ever eat in the future. Where the hell did that come from? But yeah, the team, I mean, there's a lot to be optimistic about right now. And I think that's great, because while I was still having fun and being optimistic and believing in that, I had my highs and lows, as you know, I felt like a lot of people were not enjoying the games as much because they were really doubting a lot about this team. Now, that's different than a bunch of bandwagon fans, right? There are times when your expectations of the team are so high that it's hard to enjoy it when they're failing to meet those expectations. When you look at a team like the Hurricanes over the past couple of years, it's all been a blast to them because they did not expect their team to be this good. Maybe last year they wished they would have went further. I'm sure they do. But when you're losing in the playoffs in the second round, when you didn't even expect to, like, really make a push, then it's all gravy, baby. That's fun. And the Bruins will be there again, unfortunately. But right now, it's cup or bust. So I get why people were kind of not enjoying it as much as they could. I bet you're enjoying it now. 10 points out of 12 in the last 6 games. Oh, I bet you feel real good about that. Especially when 2 of the teams are the Capitals and the Lightning. You got to feel real good about that. Ullmark, Carlo, Grizz. All 3, in my opinion, amongst a couple other guys, but those are the 3 that stand out, had a really rough first 15 minutes of this game. Really rough. And I know those are the 3 that had the big gaffes, the big mistakes. But I think that's really what I'm getting at, is when you make that public of a mistake, and we've seen this with Carlo, but Carlo's been much better about this season. It's hard to shake that. Ullmark stayed a little shaky for a few saves after that big mistake, but settled in. Grizz, multiple turnovers throughout that first period. He settled in. And Carlo, that one big mistake was really his only big mistake. That speaks volumes about the growth this team is getting, too. Up here, dealing with some of this stuff makes a difference. And it especially will make a difference in the playoffs. Last fun bit. Grzelcyk is just the 5th Boston Bruin defenseman to have a 5-point game. Bobby Orr had 10. Ray Bourque had 3. Pat Egan, I do not know how to say that game. He played in the 20s, leave me alone, had 1. Glenn Wesley had 1. And now Grzelcyk has 1. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Guys, that does it for me. Like, comment, subscribe. Nailed it. I am pumped for the back-to-back we have coming up. I love the way the team's playing right now. I want to see how long we can kind of string this together before. I mean, we're going to have another dip. It's going to happen. There's still a lot of season left to play. But let's start banking some points. Let's start creating separation from those chasing the wild card. Again, I don't care where we land the playoffs. There's teams that are very far ahead of us because they banked a lot of points early. Don't care about any of that. This team is good. And no one's going to want to face us in the playoffs. And there's still a ton of hockey left to be played that we can be very excited about. Think about it. Last year, 31 games into the season, we were almost 2/3 into the season. We're not even halfway, baby. Not even halfway. Go Bees!